Hello everybody, this is a purple through black belt class. It is Thursday, January 28th. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Hope you're enjoying the training this week. Before we get started, make sure you guys do your warm-ups. You're going to pause the video to go to the app, click on curriculum, and do your warm-ups, okay? Don't skip on them. Remember, it's the year of the push-up. Make sure you guys are doing those push-ups correctly. Pause the video. I'll see you back here in a second. All right, welcome back. Now, you're all done with that. We've got to do our typical drills, okay? We got to do our grappling ropes. So we got our shrimping drills first. I want you to shrimp around the house. I'm going to demonstrate again real quick. Guys, I really need you to focus on the technique of shrimping. Some of you guys have really gotten it. I'm watching the classes last night, and some of the students are just banging through the shrimping drills, and others just not getting the concept yet. And if you seem to be one of those students that are struggling, ask somebody to watch you or video what you're doing and send it to me. Okay, so just making sure we're on the same page with shrimping. Okay, we need to get our hips offline. We use our legs. This all comes from our legs. Our legs lift our hips off the ground. Our legs push our body up onto a shoulder, and our legs push our hips out. If my legs are disconnected from the ground, none of that happens. So I lift, roll on a shoulder, and push the hips out. Lift, roll on a shoulder, push the hips out. Okay? Seems to be the problem is a lot of you guys, when you go to lift with your legs, you let your legs disconnect from the mat. So you guys get up like this, and then as you go to push, you flop, okay? And when we flop, we can't, as I said, the legs lift the hips, the legs put you on your shoulder, the legs push your hips out. You need your legs connected to the floor. Lift, roll on the shoulder, and push the hips out. Lift, roll on the shoulder, push the hips out. Okay, so that's our shrimping drills. Make sure you're shrimping around the house. I want you to spend some extra time on it. I want to do 10 minutes of just shrimping. Pause video and come back when you guys are done. All right, welcome back. You guys can also do your bear crawls. You guys know these. Okay, you can do your gorilla walks. I'm just showing you guys these quick. I want you to pause video and do them on your own then. Okay, reaching out. All the weights on the arms, tight fists, all the way through. Okay? Let's get those warm-ups done. Come back when you guys are done. In addition to those guys, I'm not going to break them all down right now. You can do your hip walking. You can do your break falls and tactical stand-ups. You can do your dive rolling forward and backwards. Challenge yourselves, push yourselves. I want to get to the meat of the class right now. So pause video, do all the excessive warm-ups that you're going to do. I'm short on time today before regular classes start, so I'm trying to get this all in as quickly as I can for you. So please pause the video, get yourself properly warmed up. All right, welcome back. So this week, guys, we worked on a number of different techniques. We've worked on knee on belly. We worked on getting up to knee on belly smooth and getting back down. We worked on scarf techniques. We worked on a couple submissions from the scarf. I want to go back and emphasize the 6-point clock drill, the smoothness of the transition, and even the smoothness of how we remount. And my grappling partner here is going to be very instrumental in showing you this here, okay? What tends to happen, now first let me demonstrate the whole 6-point clock drill again. And then I want to show you what a lot of you guys look like when you're doing this. So first of all, remember, the 6-point clock drill is a transition drill. It's all about riding heavy and transitioning position to position without relieving any pressure on my opponent. So he doesn't have room to escape. So first I'm going to move here to here so I can work to my side mount position. From here, extending that hand up under that far side underhook, extending my left leg so I can swing my right leg underneath. Notice my whole weight is on it. This is where a lot of you guys tend to get up like this. All my weight is on him. Now I'm going to lift his elbow and kick my leg through. Now I'm in a 90-degree angle right here. All my weight driving into him here. Now I'm going to transition to reverse mount. I'm just pushing his arm out of the way here, laying on that arm, and I'm underhooking his shoulders for that reverse mount. Now I'm going to drag this arm across his body and I lay on it as I flip out into that scarf position again on the opposite side. My weight is driving into my heels in the ground, driving me into him. Now I'm going to go under the head, this far side underhook. There's my side mount. Now I want you to watch my left leg as I retake the mount. What a lot of you guys are doing is you get like this, you lift your leg up high to go over him. Now this guy can shrimp out and reverse me very easy right there. Or he can catch me in a half guard and now I'm kind of stuck. So what I want to do is I remount, is I'm going to bring that knee across his midsection, almost like that knee on belly position. Then as my knee hits the floor, I'm going to flop it out and then I retake the mount. Okay, so again, I'm going to show you from the side. I really want you to focus on the smoothness of my transition, how I don't lose contact with my partner. When you're riding heavy, it wears your opponent out, and you want to avoid giving him any opportunities to escape what you're doing. So I'm riding heavy, under the head, under the arm. Even as I come across, I don't want to get up like this, because as my hip shift, he can reverse me. Or he can gather a half guard, and then I'm stuck. So I want to kind of bring this across his hip as I come off the side. Now I extend this arm up in the underhook, pull his arm through, kick into my scarf. Fold this arm across his body as I lay on it, underhook that shoulder and this shoulder, reverse mount. Now watch. I'm under this arm, drag it across his body, scarf position. From here, riding heavy, working into my side mount. Now watch again. As I go over the top, I'm not pulling this knee in and stepping high over his bent knees. Puts my weight back and he can reverse me. Or he can trap me in a half guard. So what I want to do, I'm going to bring that knee here. Just like it's knee on belly. As my knee hits the ground, boom, flop that out. Nice solid base. Now, I want you to pause this and go through it over and over and over again. This is where work ethic comes in, guys. You can get down and do your 6-point clock drill and just fly through it. Or you can apply yourself and really work on the fine details of what we just talked about. So pause video and let's get our work in. Now, next thing I want to talk about are a couple of attacks. We've been doing a lot of arm bars this week. We've been doing it from the knee on belly. We've been doing it from the scarf. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on 3 submissions right now from side mount. From side mount. Okay, so for our purple belts, your submission, and obviously if I'm saying purple belts, upper belts are reviewing, okay? You're going to be working the Americana from here. Now I want you to pay attention to how I'm going to do the Americana. So I have a good side mount to start. And if this guy's a good grappler, look where his arm is. It's going to be under my throat, trying to keep some of my weight off him. Or if he's lucky, he has a far side underhook here, and then he can escape out the back door. This is where he does not want his arm. Right here. Now, from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean my upper body into him. I'm giving him some shoulder love. My shoulder's really pressing on his face, and I'm leaning his arm down. From here, I'm going to peel the arm out that's under his head. I'm going to slip that over his wrist. And then from here, my Americana is going to be very, very tight because my arm is high and tight under that shoulder. I'm right in position for that Americana. Watch again, guys. So his arm's right here. I'm going to lean into him, which is driving this arm naturally to the ground. With my weight on him, I'm going to pull this arm out and come over the top of the wrist. I'm going to turn this to the side in a second so you can see. Here, I pin his wrist down and slip my elbow to the floor. Grab the top of my wrist. Because this arm, my left arm, was already in position just because I had a far side underhook. And there's my Americana. So watch from this angle here, guys. Watch how my shoulder and my upper body do the work. Now I slip this hand over the wrist. So he's in position here. I lean forward. Look at how it's driving him down. Bring this hand out and over the wrist. You see? See this hand? On top of the wrist. Drive my elbow to the floor. Grab my own wrist. Lift his elbow and slide. So I really want all the belt levels to really focus on this move. Okay, not just fly through it. I want you to focus and think about what we just did there. Okay, for the red and brown belts and black belts, let's look at the Kimora from here. Now the Kimora, we're going to have this guy's arm in a different position. Okay, maybe he felt me going for this. He grabbed his own belt. He's got his hand pinned down. He had his arm up here. I pinned it down. Okay, and now his hands, instead of being in the hello position, it's in the bicycle stop position. You know, stop. I don't know if they still teach that. When you're riding a bike and you got to come to a stop, you put your hand down. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm here. The arm is the complete opposite position here. From here, I'm going to slide under the bicep from the top angle, go on top of my wrist. Now, this is where it changes a little bit. I need to peel his shoulder up in the air to be able to get enough movement on his wrist. So I'm going to get out on my tippy toes, and all my weight's going to be on his upper body. That way, there's no weight right here in his shoulder, and I lift his shoulder, and I bring his hand back toward his back, okay? Bringing it back this way. So again, from here, I'm getting his arm inverted, coming underneath the bicep and on top of my own wrist. Get out on my tippy toes. From here, I'll peel his shoulder up and drive the hand back. Just like so. That's a Kimora from side mount. I'm going to turn it to the side here. Okay. So again, right here, his hands in the stop position. I'm going to come underneath, get out on my tiptoes, arch, and bring the hand towards his back. Okay. There's the Kimora from side mount. All right, guys. Real quick, your mat chat for today. Human nature is to avoid our weaknesses. Winning nature is to attack your weaknesses and make them your strengths. I use a lot of quotes here at Leading Edge. That is one of my famous quotes. That is a Sensei Rob original quote. Human nature is to avoid our weaknesses. Winning nature is to attack your weaknesses and make them your strengths. What does that mean? Well, essentially what it means, guys, is we all try to avoid the things that we're not good at. We're not good at push-ups, so we don't do push-ups. We're not good at arm bars, so we don't work our arm bars. We're not good at math, so we avoid math. Whatever it is, we tend to avoid our weaknesses. And that's a short failing in man or mankind. What we want to do, guys, is when you have a weakness, if push-ups are your weakness, you want to spend more time on your push-ups. If shrimping is a weakness, you want to spend more time on your shrimping. If math is a weakness, you want to spend more time on math. When you apply yourself to those things that you struggle with, you raise them. You bring yourself up in them. And no longer is that a weakness of yours, but it eventually becomes a strength of yours. Human nature is to avoid your weaknesses. Winning nature is to attack your weaknesses and make them your strengths. Hey guys, thanks for training hard today. Thanks for being Lima Strong. We'll see you online and we'll see you on the mat. Woos.